Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I am SocioPsycho and this is Mob Reviews, and today we'll be taking a look at Soul Gambler. This is a storybook RPG created by Trion Studios, available for PC. How well is it? And we will begin with the options menu. Now there's not much of an options menu, and by not much I mean none at all. You have sound on, sound off, that's pretty much it, although there hasn't been a need, as it is told in a storybook fashion. That feels like a comic book. The game is meant to have some sort of impartial feeling to it, where you are having to gamble during choices throughout the gameplay upon how much soul you wish to sacrifice, if any, or if all, during different events. Really, the only aspect or area of the game is the story element itself, and it has these different characteristics applied into it, whether it be strength or intelligence, but they play a very small role into actually how you get through the game. If you max out strength, there is a point where strength would be needed in order to defeat an opponent, but whether you have full or none, the event is still the same. While the story itself may be good for a one-time through, the severe lack of actual gambler, as the name suggests, as to what you take matters throughout the story is really the failing part of the game. The story is done in a nice and well-mannered way that it's worth at least one playthrough, which could be about 30 minutes. But it's the lack of depth and the tease of that depth which really hurts the game. The fact that they have the name called Soul Gambler, and they have these attributes which are supposed to increase your variety of how you get through the game, or make it feel a bit more clever or personal as to the choices you pick, it does not do it justice, as the outcomes are all the same. At the end, you are laid down a very linear path with the illusion of availability to choose your own path. So at the end of the day, while this game may be enjoyable for a one-time through, it has some serious issues when it comes to delivering on the expectations that it holds, as well as the fact that it has an illusion of depth, but the game doesn't actually allow you to feel like your character choices matter. Your character is predetermined to get to the same area every time, and there's no way to get around it. There is a part even in the beginning where you have a choice to enter a contract with the demon and begin the Soul Gambler to either accept or deny. Doesn't mean you have to give up parts of your soul at this point, but you enter the contract to be able to. Should you accept it, then the game will continue forward. But you would think that if you deny to accept it, that you would go on the rest of your life, the game would end in some short mannerism and be like, well, that was your choice, you lived a life of boredom and tediousness. But it doesn't. It swings it back around at you, and not in a clever way. It undermines the very choice you made, a subject which is carried out through the entire game, and says, what you do doesn't matter, and what characteristics you pick don't matter, and how you get through the game does not matter. It's really unfortunate to see a game that has potential to have at least a little bit of depth just completely fail. So if you're looking for something with money to waste, one time through it can be an interesting read. Nothing amazing, but interesting. But if you're looking for something to actually make you think or wonder or ponder or captivate you, or even something of a little bit more depth, then you are definitely in the wrong place. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend this game, because it just falls too short in what it could have been and undermines, by doing so, what it is. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having SocioPsycho. This has been Mob Reviews, and I'll see you next time.